Freddie, thank you so much for joining me. Let's start by talking about the event tonight, Night to Belong. Tell me a little bit about the event, what it's for, and what you're hoping to achieve.
Well, Nights Belong is our fundraising gala event. We haven't had one since pre-COVID. 2019 was the last time, and what we're hoping to achieve is create a real genuine sense of belonging that already exists, but just deepen that amongst our supporters and everybody in the room this evening.
And let's talk a little bit about how that fits into the wider workings of Arsenal and Arsenal in the community and the foundation, because I know the structure is slightly different to all the other clubs in England, isn't it?
So we have the foundation, which is the fundraising, the grant raising, the grant giving arm. Then we also have the delivery arm, which is the local work in the community around Islington, Camden, and Hackney, and both of them are intertwined. Much of that funding from the foundation ends up into community projects locally, and then also, and really significantly, there's a global presence in Jordan, in a refugee camp called the Zatari camp, which is in partnership with Save the Children, and that's the biggest flagship program of the foundation.
And I know that those kind of projects, something that's been really important to the club for a long, long time. But does it feel like now more than ever, perhaps, that's something that it really is essential for the club to keep at the front of their mind?
Absolutely. Look, society it's always struggled in certain aspects, and don't get me wrong, North London is a brilliant place to grow up and live. But like most inner city areas, there's sections of our local community on our doorstep that are really struggling. If you're there as an individual or a group or a whole community, perhaps, that are not blessed to have those structures around you, around the family unit or around, the societal connections, etc., that's a pretty tough place. And, currently for young people, they've got to navigate their way through all sorts of challenges as they grow up. This football club has a unique ability to reach out into communities that are really struggling, whether they're local communities here or they're communities globally, like in that Zatari camp in Jordan. That unique ability to engage. And once we engage, once we build some trust, once we sort of connect those communities that are struggling, and they feel the arms of this football club wrapped around them, we can't do that alone. We do that with expert partners, whether they're partners here locally through statutory services, charities, community groups, or whether they're big NGOs like Save the Children, a partner in the Zatari camp. That's what makes it work, and that's how we can help those communities, not with any solutions, but we can help those communities with those partnerships and with this real deep commitment, help their lives cope that little bit better.
And finally, I mean, you've achieved so much already, but what's next? What is the aim for the next, I suppose, 5 or 10 years? What would you like to see happen?
Well, look, this club is committed, along with our partners. We're committed to continue this work and to deepen this work even further. Um, we're in a really exciting phase at the moment because this football club, there's something very special happening on the pitch. And by the way, if we didn't have what goes on the pitch, none of this is possible. So that gives us a platform, and what we intend to do is to continue this work first of all, but go deeper. And we've got some really exciting things coming afoot to try and measure some of those outcomes, not in a traditional way. We want to try and measure the importance of those spaces that we work on and we invest in. We want to try and measure the importance of the trust that's built and those role models and those community champions that emerge from our projects that we bring into our workforce to go back into their communities. We want to put some measurement behind that. And we also want to put some measurement on the opportunities that are created and the qualifications and the educational attainment and et cetera, et cetera. So, you wrap all that up as a measurement, and then you attach to that some of the qualitative stories and journeys and testimonials of individuals that were in a certain place and with a bit of support from the football club and the partners that we bring on board are coping a lot better. And they're progressing. And that's what the future holds.
Riccardo, thank you for joining us. We're here to celebrate a night to belong. How much are you enjoying the evening?
Yeah, I mean it's quite interesting because I never done something like that before, so looking forward to experience the night.
You're here, obviously, you've got your Arsenal Foundation badge on. How important is it that you have events like this here at Arsenal?
Yeah, obviously, it's always nice to have this kind of context with all these people that work so like they're cheering for us at the end, and they are Arsenal fans, but they also do this kind of things which are really amazing, to be honest. And yeah, such a pleasure.
And let's talk about on the pitch, of course.
Yeah.
Big game for you last weekend to get that win over Spurs. What did that feel like? How important was that for the team?
I mean, first of all, it's a North London derby, so it's already big game, and also we knew that we needed a good performance, not just a good win, and I think we've done it. So amazing feeling after the weekend.
Yeah, because obviously, as you kind of alluded to there, that was off the back of the draw with Wolves, which I know must have been really tough for you to take. How did you, as a squad, come together and really rally after that and go out and have a performance like you did against Spurs?
Yeah, obviously the first reactions after the game, we were frustrated, we were a bit disappointed as well to ourselves. But yeah, I think we also needed a little bit this kind of moments, and we had the discussion all together, only players and staff, everyone. And at the end, we raised the energy again, and we proved it on the pitch.
What was it that was said during that discussion that you think really helped to raise the feeling?
I think simple things, just like about, of course, giving 100% every time. And guys, it's only about us. It's only depends on us. If you do things well, as we know, there's no other team that can beat us.
Yeah, because obviously there's so much outside noise from everyone about the title race, and I'm sure you're kind of aware of it. But are you able to separate from that when you're on the pitch and just think about the job?
Yeah, of course. I think the most important thing is inside the training ground, inside the dressing room, and the rest is just a bit of noise.
Just outside noise, ignore
Outside
it.
noise, exactly.
Now, another big game this weekend up against Chelsea. You've played them a few times already this season.
Yeah.
Of course, got past them in the cup. How are you feeling about this one?
Yeah, as you mentioned, is another big test for us, and it's another big game. Honestly, I think since you're a kid, you want to play this kind of game, so you must be happy to have this opportunity to play each week big games like that. So we're just looking forward to play against Chelsea again.
I mean, for you, every time you step out on the pitch, whether it's here at the Emirates or anywhere else, do you still get that buzz, that feeling?
Yeah, of course. When you think about this kind of feelings, yes, it's always amazing to have this chance, this possibility. So you need to embrace it.
And what would it mean to you? I know, of course, that you're taking it one game at a time, but what would it mean to lift a trophy, win the Premier League at the end of the season?
Yeah, it's what we all want, obviously, and it's still a long way. It looks short, but still it's a long way, and we got everything we need to win everything. So yeah,
Speaking
Go on
about
to
winning
this.
everything, that
Yeah.
word, the quadruple, has been thrown around a lot. Can
Step
you
by
talk
step,
about
step by
it?
step. First of all, let's see. I think the first trophy that we can win is a Carabao Cup, and then we go after that.
Mikel Arteta, of course, such a key figure in everything that Arsenal achieve. What's it been like for you working with him at the club?
I said so many times, it's a pleasure. Obviously, he's really demanding guy, and but I like it. It's always better when your coach is asking you things in a good way, in a bad way. But it's always nice to learn, and it's crazy how much effort he puts every time, every day, and especially like for me, I can speak about me. He wants me to improve as much as I can, and it's really the right guy to do this.
And how do you feel like you've developed already being at Arsenal for almost 2 years now? What do you feel like you've learnt?
Yeah, I lost so many things that I wasn't even thinking about before, and yeah, I improved so much, but still I have so much to improve.
And it's been a difficult season for you at times with injury and dealing with setbacks and recoveries. How do you deal with that mentally? What helps you to get through that?
No, I think this season compared to last season was so much better. I didn't have so many injuries. I just had one, so I found this continuity in the games, and that's why I think I increased my level, and I'm trying to help the team every day, every minutes that I'm playing. So I mean, when you have a team like that, it's so easy to go on pitch and do your best.